What's going on, everyone? Back with a brand new video. And before we get going, let me start off with now what is becoming my standard disclaimer, it seems. I'm in the mobile studio today, aka my car. So once again, if there's any audio variances outside of our typical quality, please attribute it to that. And I'm going to even double down on that, because if you hear a slight tapping in the background, it is actually raining. But for those of you who ask, I am operating this safely. So with that being said, let's hop into today's video. So a lot of you, most of you, all of you, and by all I mean the 6 or 7 of you who will watch this video, are familiar with the Dan Hurley LA Lakers thing. But as a very brief recap, basically they made overtures toward him. They met with him and made him a rather sizable offer. But in the end, he opted to return back to UConn, where he has built the program into a 2-time back-to-back defending national champions, who's looking to make history and three-peat this year. So they decided to go back. Now, how about that? So yeah, he decided he was going back to school, to college basketball, and opted not to coach in the National Basketball Association. And there's many reasons we could say. I may or may not get into that as this video plays itself out. But the reason I'm actually doing this video is because of a tweet I saw from someone who I actually actually like a lot of his work and the things that he puts out there. I've actually sourced his information and stories I've done in the past, and that is Jeff Goodman from Field of 68, like I said, who's actually a journalist who does good work. So I'm gonna let you see the tweet that he put out. Like to hear it? Here it go. So he's quoting a tweet from the Field of 68 that says, Dan Hurley and Nate Oates always on the grind. All right, and it looks like they're doing some scouting or watching some players, and then he quotes the tweet and then says, and this is Jeff Goodman I'm speaking of, Dan Hurley opts for evaluating the skills of 16-year-old kids over coaching LeBron. And when I first saw the tweet, I said, oh, is he joking? Is this like a parody or something? Or is he trying to be funny? If this is the case, the joke didn't land. And when I scrolled through the numerous comments at the time, a lot of people had a similar reaction that I did. Some more harshly voicing it than others. And so I sat and I kind of watched to see if he would come back and be like, hey, or whatever, defend it, and I was just joking, or this was a bad joke, whatever. He said nothing. And so that says to me, he meant what he tweeted, and he tweeted what he meant. But here's the thing, because let me start off. If I get on people that I don't like, I got to get on people that I do like, because that's called being fair and objective. Like I said, I like a lot of the things that he puts out. Speaking of Jeff Goodman, I think that, like I said, I've cited a lot of it, and I think he, for the most part, does a good job. But everybody ain't perfect, and this right here ain't it. And my issue with it is this, and I don't want this video to drag on for too long. To somehow it comes off as, I think, slightly insulting to the young people that he is coaching, to say that somehow impacting, because we still hear it, even though so many college players treat college basketball as a place to wipe their feet before they go on to the NBA. But you will still hear guys talk about the impact that college coaches have made on them as they've moved forth throughout life. I know you hear it more at the lower divisions of college basketball. I hear it so much covering HBCU sports and athletics, But you do hear it, and these guys do, guys and girls, they have an impact on the players that they coach. And that's nothing to scoff at or hold your nose up at, and if it ain't nothing. That's my first issue with it. Secondly, it makes it seem like coaching LeBron James is some otherworldly awesome experience. Why don't you talk to the wake of coaching carcasses he has left in his wake and see how they feel about it? Why don't you ask Darvin Ham or Frank Vogel or David Blatt or Eric Spoelstra or Mike Brown or Paul Silas, how that experience was? I'm sure they would tell you it wasn't all sunshines and rainbows, and Ty Lue who had a chance to go back and revisit it but decided not to. So that's the other thing. That's part of the reason for why the Lakers can't find a coach now. Because, heck, these other coaches, they're not stupid. They look and see what's going on. They know the temperature, that if you're going to get involved in that malaise, that maelstrom that is the LeBron James clutch sports machine, it's not fun. And I know some of the sycophants are upset with probably what I just had to say, and they're saying to themselves, well, I mean, LeBron's the greatest player ever. I mean, what coach in their right mind wouldn't want to have the opportunity to coach him? And you know what? You're right. Because what coach, in most instances, worked hard to come up through the ranks, to finally become or position to be a head coach in what is still the best league in the universe, I'm not in the universe, on the planet. And then think about all the perks. You get to coach LeBron James, and then if you win, it's all because of LeBron James. If you lose, it's all because of you, and you're an idiot. It's how stupid you are. And to top it all off, no matter how long your contract is, that seat starts to warm up before the ink is dry on your contract. Who wouldn't want to sign up for that? To get talked about in the media every day, every time you lose. To be ignored by your best player on national TV and in practice when you do practice. You're right. What coach wouldn't want to sign up for that? You would think that every basketball coach who thought he was worth his salt would be lining up to take this job. After all, it combines what? The Lakers, LeBron James, would seemingly be a match made in heaven, but it's to real Lakers fans, it's basketball hell. And you see it now where they're on the verge of potentially hiring a podcaster to coach the Lakers. Lord, Lord, Lord. R.I.P. to Dr. Jerry Buss, but I know he is doing 360s in his grave, seeing what the franchise, his beloved franchise that he built up, has come to now. It's an absolute joke. So, with that being said, I knew I'd go off on that tangent. I knew it would happen. I tried to fight it, but it came out anyway. So, with that being said, what do you think of the comments of Mr. Goodman? Do you think that, just what do you think about it? Do you think he was off base with them? Just whatever. Let us know in the comments section and let's have a conversation about it. As always, thank you for spending a few moments with us. And as always, make sure you tell the ones that you love them. Peace.